And finally, the batters have been allowed to dance. Till now, it was just the bowlers. But today, with the highest score of this World Cup has been registered by Australia, put into bat by England, and England have had 20 overs to kind of regret that decision. We'll see, of course, at the end of the game, because this wicket is promising to be one where 200 can be scored by the team batting second as well. But Australia, let's have a look at them. 201 for 7 is what they've got to in 20 overs. David Warner and Travis Head giving them a flying start, a very fruitful power play for Australia, thanks to the two of them. And then they've just kind of trotted along nicely, 10 and over. In the back 10, they're getting to 201 for 7 for England. There was 2 wickets for Chris Jordan and 1 apiece for Jofra Archer and Liam Livingstone. All right, you're watching Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Harsha Bhogle and Joy Bhattacharjya. We're all very happy because we, of course, are getting paid for 2 days since we started this show yesterday.
Is that in your contract?
Oh, oops, I've said too much.
We need to talk. We need to talk immediately.
Uh-oh. I'll tell you what. I'll get my people to call your people and they can discuss it.
I don't have people.
You don't have people?
I mean,
I'll tell you what. I'll get my people to be your people.
And they'll talk to each other.
They'll talk to each other, right? They'll figure it out. Right now, of course, the two people talking to each other and talking to each other really nicely were Head and Warner. 70 in the first 5, 74 in that power play. Geez, they were brilliant. But England also, I know it's not Christmas, but some of the gifts that they gave them. 3 overs of off-spin.
So there was some discussion in the commentary box as well. Did Will Jacks get that second over because Moeen Ali had bowled that first over so well, conceded only 3 off it?
Yeah.
Moeen Ali is the 4th or the 5th most successful spinner in English Test cricket history.
Yeah.
He's a proper bowler. And Will Jacks, he was trying to bowl the ball, turning away to the 2 left-handers with a short boundary on the leg side.
Yeah.
But Head said, I don't care if it turns. I'll just go through with the shot. It wasn't turning much. The only one it turned for really was for Adil Rashid.
Yeah.
And I think that said they got a 22-run over. Then your favourite Warner hit Mark Wood for 3 sixes.
Yeah.
Then another 15-run over. And at that point, it looked 220 was on.
True.
So remember, we sat here one day saying, let's take 100 off our score and see if we get the right score. And I'm starting to think, do I need to add another 100 to my score to get the right score?
It really was. That power play was a little, because if you look at that again, right? We see, obviously, the second over's gone for 22. That's Will Jacks has gone for 22. The third over, then Jofra Archer comes and bowls. Mark Wood bowls the next one, gets hit. Then Jofra Archer doesn't come back. Right? So did they want to change his end, or then Moeen Ali comes and gets...
Yeah.
So I was a little confused with what England was doing in that power play.
And then he comes back and bowls a really good over.
Yeah.
He comes back and bowls a really good over.
Because in that third over, I'm sorry, just to add to that, in that third over, I kid you not, his pace was troubling both Head and Warner. They just kept stepping away to play him. That's the first sign of pace troubling you.
No, it was a lot of the Jack decision, the Jofra Archer, whether change of ends, or they wanted him to bowl the 6th. Again, as I said, the one big thing the Australians did was they didn't bother to see anyone or check anyone. Okay, let me gauge the pitch. I've got an off-spinner who's not the greatest in the world. Yeah. I'm going to take advantage of it now.
Yeah.
I think that's what Travis Head gives you. The day it comes off, this is what happens.
Yeah.
They just absolutely destroyed it. And that's one thing Australia do very well. If you give them that sliver of opportunity, they'll try and take advantage of it. And because they have such a long batting, they can afford for Travis Head. He can literally, as I said, Kafan Bandkar, he can go into bat.
Yeah, and today they've optimized that long batting lineup. If you have a look at the returns for everyone, nobody's got a 50 here, but this is, Harsha, what I like to call Kaddu Katega, Sab Mein Batega.
The most balls faced were 25.
Yeah.
And Glenn Maxwell tried to audition for a test match, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I thought it was going to be, I honestly thought it was going to be Maxwell's day because he gave himself those 10 balls. There was a catch dropped. You know, when these things happen, suddenly something gets unlocked in Maxwell. But it wasn't to be. He found another less than elegant way to get out. But towards the end, they were like a long-distance runner who never had a finishing kick. Just kept running at the same speed. 10 and over, 10 and over, 10 and over.
Yeah.
I still think 200 is a good score because, as I said, the Commonwealth is difficult. It's a day game.
Yeah, true.
It's a day game. It's hot in Barbados, so it might get drier. So it might start helping the bowlers a little bit more. So you see 9.4, 10.4. Last 10 overs, they made 100 odd runs.
Yeah, it seems like it seems like in the end they didn't kind of optimize the start that they had. But maybe if you just turn it around and look at it this way, they have got the highest score of the tournament so far. This is a tournament that, you feel like this is not the IPL. This is not going to give you 200 plus scores. It's the first one that we've got today, in fact. Is the fact that they got 70 in the first 5 gave them security and said, 200 should be good enough for this, so let's just play for that. We don't
No,
need
they played for more. They couldn't get there. I thought the bowling also improved towards the end, but that's what you're absolutely right. They took their chances up front because they didn't know whether their chances would come later or not.
Yeah.
So they took full advantage of it. And this is one thing. Look at the ball David Warner got out on. He tries to hit the ball. It goes at least 6 inches below where he was.
Yeah.
So there's the occasional ball is going to flatten. Okay. And if you look at occasional ball flattening on the stumps, which is how he got bowled, who is probably the best person who can deliver those deliveries? Adam Zampa. This is a pitch tailor-made for Adam Zampa because he pitches on the stumps. If the ball has variable bounce or occasional one goes low, the batsman he's in a batter count. It's not very easy, very difficult to hit him across the line.
Yeah, I actually think England's batting order, I said so at the beginning, is probably more powerful at the moment than the Australian batting order. So if there's one team you'd back to get these 200 runs, it's England. But we'll have to wait and see how the track behaves after a couple of hours of sun beating down on it.
You think it could change? You think it could?
Sun beating down on it might just become slow. The odd ball might keep a little low. We've seen a game in Barbados before. Not a lot of runs have been scored on any of these pitches, except that first game where 190 were made, but that was in Dallas.
That's in Dallas, yeah.
So
let's have a look at what the bowlers did. Right up front, of course, we showed you what happened in the power play. And then after that, you see they have a lot of these options and they have used all those options. And when you look at that, you of course see Will Jacks didn't come back to bowl after that, which is no surprise when you get hit for those. But otherwise, you see not really a great day for anybody. Not
in fact, I mean, I thought Liam Livingstone turned the ball a couple of times pretty.
Yeah. I mean, leave aside Jofra Archer, who we always say leave aside Jofra Archer, because Jofra Archer's still gone for just 28 of his 4, just a little over a run a ball for him. But otherwise, the rest, just a bit of this and a bit of that.
Yeah, just a bit of this. And that's what, they just didn't get into any kind of a rhythm.
Yeah.
And Mark Wood not finishing his, quota is, again, you look at those things and you wonder what exactly is going on with them. Because, he is supposed to be, now Jofra is not going to bowl at the death. It's going to be Chris Jordan and Mark Wood who they'll want to finish there. And it's just not happening for them.
I still think they like the extra pace of Mark Wood through the middle. Because Jofra is an all period bowler, then he can bowl anywhere. So I think they like Wood going hard through the middle. Wood and Archer going through the middle. Leave, say, Archer maybe bowling 15, 16 and one at the back and Jordan to finish. They like Jordan finishing. And in all fairness, we see a lot of Jordan on flat pitches in India in the IPL. When Jordan plays for England, he's a different bowler. Maybe he's a very good ensemble bowler as one of 5 or 6. But to me, the main thing will be, will it stop and turn a little bit? If it does, Maxwell will bowl a little bit.
He got Rashid bowling the 18th over, right? Adil Rashid was bowling the 18th over.
That probably was the one that Wood might have bowled.
Yeah, but there was just I don't know what was going on, because at one time he threw his hands up. I don't know what he was expecting Jordan to fly and get that, because that was not a catch. It was between the two fielders. One rightful frustration.
Bairstow.
Yeah, when Bairstow and Archer just let one go between them in the whole pehle aap situation. But just him bowling the 18th was a little surprising as well when you've got...
So when we were looking at who's likely to bowl the last 3, we said he's not going to bowl Rashid again towards the end, is he? But if you see, they were not connecting with the big ones.
No, they weren't.
If it was a pitch where the ball was coming on, where you'd have seen the likes of Tim David, Marcus Stoinis, all clearing the boundary, hitting big shots, that wasn't happening, which is the only thing that leads me to suggest that maybe it's stopping a little bit, which might be the reason why 200 might be a good score.
Yeah, the partnerships, of course, the first one, well, we told you, there was, of course, there were 70 runs that were put on by the opening partnership. They did that in 5 overs. And after that, you had one with Maxwell and Marsh as well, and that was 65 or 49. And then you got 2 quick ones in the end. There was David and Stoinis, and then there was Wade and Stoinis. So, yeah, it's all propelled them up to 200. Now, you know that England has the firepower to get those runs. Now, my question is, do you see a little bit of off-spin in the power play? Do you see some Glenn Maxwell?
I do, because my point is, I was just looking again, there's 7 sixes hit in the first 5 overs.
Yeah.
Okay. In the last 4 overs, you had 1 6 and 1 4. That's it. So something is clearly happening. Obviously, when you have batters in that kind of situation, they are going to go for it.
Yeah.
So it's not due to lack of effort or lack of trying that the sixes haven't gone. That means they're not being able to connect. The ball is stopping a bit. It's not obviously playing totally true. And I think if that's the condition, they'll also go for a spinner. The only question is, remember what happened to Will Jacks. So will an English batsman say, I'm going to take him down and see what happens?
Yeah, you just know that Glenn Maxwell's a lot more experienced and a lot less prone to, give any
But
gifts.
it's two right-handers, though. The reason the off-spinner came on was there were two left-handers.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they'll go Maxwell right up front because they like Starc. Starc will bowl two. Hazelwood might even bowl three.
Yeah.
Cummins maybe one. And
Zampa will come
hold
moment the
himself
power play is over. Zampa normally comes.
Stoinis bowls sometimes in the power play as well. So, yeah.
Okay, so we'll just show you the points table here to show you how important this game is and why this game is so important. England definitely needs to win this, right? Because if England by any chance loses this, now because they've had that rained out game against Scotland, they are at 1 point, which means they will end up at odd points anyway, unless Waller rains again. But if they lose today, and if they lose by...
25, 30 runs.
Yeah, then that's...
Then they have to demolish Namibia and Oman.
And still pray.
And hope it doesn't rain somewhere.
Yes, so they are looking basically at a 200 plus target. They're looking at a pitch that is slowing down a little bit.
Yes.
And they're staring down the barrel of this net run rate situation.
And
so they're back against the wall for them.
And to get to 200, they've got to max the power play.
Yeah.
If they don't max the power play, that 200 asking rate starting to go to 11, 12 very quickly.
Oh, man.
So they have to max the power play. So at the moment, it's looking a little difficult for England. But as I said, they've got a lot of power in there. But they won't get anything in the field. Australia will field well. It's looking tough.
You know what's going to happen? They're going to go hard in the power play and they're probably going to end up at like 38 for 2. 3.
I thought he's saying, you know what's going to happen because you already knew it.
Come on, what's the score guess on the power play?
To already know it, you've got to be an oracle, right?
That's right.
You've got to be a Nitra Valkar.
That's right.
I thought you were going there. Yeah. Once Oracle came out, I said, that's where it's going.
That's right. No, he's not. I'm the oracle. He works for the oracle.
Okay.
So what is our oracle say? So what does the oracle say today?
Sir, I'm saying that they will do 58.
Okay. I'm looking at a crystal ball now because I can't guess myself anymore.
Okay.
But the crystal ball is in your hand only.
52.
52.
यार उसमें देख ही दो मुझे बोल ही दो.
थोड़ा एंगल से देखिए सर.
They'll go hard. They'll get 1 or 2 big overs. They won't get too many. I'm going 54.
Oh! Right here. All right, well, that's all we have time for right now. We'll see you at the end of the 10th over. It's 202 is what England needs to get to win. And if they can't get there, this will be quite an entertaining run chase. It'll be worth staying up late into the night. Of course, if you're in India, if you're watching this elsewhere in the world, it could be a slightly more hospitable time for you, perhaps. That's all we have on Cricbuzz Live. We'll see you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.